To graph this function, f of x equals -1/2 times the absolute value of x plus 3 minus 1, we start with the parent graph, which is y equals the absolute value of x. Okay, so the first step that we do is we want to peel outwards from x. So the first thing we take care of is the effect of adding this 3 inside the absolute value sign. That effect is going to take the graph of the absolute value of x and it's going to shift it to the left 3 units. So that's going to be the first graph we produce. The vertex is originally at 0, 0. If we move this to the left 3 units, the y-coordinate is going to stay at 0, but the x-coordinate is going to become -3. The next thing that we do, working outwards from x, is we take care of the coefficient of this -1/2. So two things are going on here. Because of the negative, we know we're going to have a reflection across the x-axis. Because of the 1/2, what that's going to do is it's going to make our graph wider. So the next step is to reflect across the x-axis and then make it wider. Okay, so let's take a look at what we're going to do. The vertex is going to stay the same at -3, 0. But this segment right here is going to be flipped to go across here. And this segment right here is going to be flipped across the x-axis to go here. But we haven't made it wider yet, so we'll do that in the next step. So that's just flipped it. And now make it wider. Okay, so let's go back to the function. We've taken care of the +3, we've taken care of the -1/2, and now we need to take care of the -1 outside the absolute value. And the effect that's going to have on the graph is we're going to shift it down by 1 unit. Okay, so we take this vertex, which is at the point -3, 0. The x-coordinate's going to stay the same because we're shifting down. So we know our x-coordinate's still going to be at -3. But instead of the y-coordinate being 0, it's going to be shifted down to -1. So there's the vertex. And we can just finish with this wider graph here. Okay, now the only precision that we really care about, I mean, besides having the general shape, is we really want to make sure that we have our intercepts labeled so we can get a clearer picture. So now we want to find the y-intercept. We go back to the original function and we set x equal to 0. Okay, so the original function, let's remember, is -1/2 times the absolute value of x plus 3 minus 1. So we set x equal to 0, we get -1/2 times absolute value of 0 plus 3 minus 1. So it's equal to -1/2 times 3 minus 1, which is -3/2 minus 1. So -3/2 minus 2/2, which is -5/2, which is -2.5. So this coordinate right here, although it doesn't look to scale, that coordinate there is -5/2.